Hello, everyone. It's Christine again, and I'm going to say welcome to the Lakeside Church Arts class. I just want to say thank you to my teachers, Teacher Joan and Teacher Nicole, for all their inspiration, their encouragement, and also um, just the opportunity to be able to express ourselves in art form. Um, Really, I can't believe that I have come so far to be teaching art in the class, but I want to thank you again for getting me here and actually just having the inspiration to do this thing. Because really, I've discovered some new talents, and my room, although you can't see it, is filled with the paintings that I have done since we started this course. I also want to say thank you to Pastor Sabrina and to Pastor Brian for allowing us to be able to flourish in this way and supporting us by providing all of the materials. So welcome once again to TLC Arts. And also I want to say a special welcome to all of our new and additions to the TLC Art family. Welcome especially to you. And if you don't go to TLC Church, you should try to come when we are back together, because you will love it. So welcome to the TLC Art family. So here in the background, and I'm trying to make my video a bit better now for the positioning. I'm doing this on my own again, but hopefully everybody can see it, and I think the sun is doing a really good job of showing what we're going to do today. Okay, so I'm going to do this in stages and start by doing it step by step. Okay, so first thing, why did I pick this painting? Because it is full of vibrancy. I love African paintings. That's just my own personal choice. But when I looked at this, it looked as if he was contemplating, looking into the sun. And when I thought about that, I could imagine him thinking how great our God is. And so I'm calling this How Great Is Our God. The artist who actually painted it or taught me how to paint it through YouTube was Clive Art, so we got to give him acknowledgement here. And this is a British, actually a Welsh painter, and he makes it so easy. So when I saw that, I thought, I could do that. So I hope you're going to think the same thing too. So our brushes and our supplies, our paint, we are going to use a variety of brushes, background, then these are different round tipped brushes that, let me just show here, or maybe from the background, different sized round tipped brushes, dollar store. And then we've got a few very fine tipped brushes that we need to do to make our trees and fine work. Okay, our paint, we need black, red, yellow, white, and we need orange as well, which would be yellow and red. But because I don't have a lot of yellow, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to use some extra orange that I have. So if you have those colors, you can use them or mix them. I'm mixing and doing some others. So in the painting, you can see that we have white, yellow, some reds, we have black, and then a darker red, and then a brown color. So if you can get those colors, or otherwise we're going to mix those colors to be able to make the painting. So our first step, I'm using a square canvas today. Now if you get one from the dollar store, Teacher Jones says that we need to prime it before we actually do the painting, and because I'm going to use a yellow background, I just decided I would use a very pale yellow. And actually this was an accident because I actually spilled some yellow. So I am now going to paint the yellow that I really want on the background of here, but this could have been a white. So your dollar store canvas, paint it white or paint it yellow, and then afterwards we're now going to put one layer of our yellow on here. So step 2. Now you can see that I've painted my solid yellow background that is going to be the base of the painting. And so now I'm going to do the sun. So to do the sun, I'm going to use just the large round tipped brush. And what we're going to do is go down about a quarter across and a quarter down. So just about here is where we want to place our sun. Yes. So to place the sun, we just need some white paint. As I say, we're going to I'm going to stand up here. We're going to pick that spot where we want it to be. Once we pick the spot, we're just going to go round and round and round in a circle. And that's the beginning of our sun. Step 3. So, using the same brush, we're going to go outward, outward, outward with the sun and move the paint out to make the rays around it. We'll go back in afterwards to redefine our sun and probably put some yellow on it to make it not so stark. But for now, we're just trying to make the rays that are outside the sun. Step 4. So I've just dipped a tiny bit of yellow, and I'm going to put it back in the center just so that I have my reference point. A little dab, maybe 3/4 of the way around, so you can see I'm not doing it completely the whole circle. And then I'm going to use the same brush and just make a circular motion all the way around. So I'm going around and round. The same motion, but just wider. Round and around. And then I'll dip some more because we want to transition the outer part to a yellow. So from a yellow to an orange. So using a tip more of the yellow. Sorry, going round. So what we're aiming to have is just a little bit of yellow in the middle, yellow and white, and then some white around the sun. And then we're now going to start with the transitions of all of the other colors. So we started with yellow. So I'm now going to mix a little bit darker yellow. If you have a darker yellow, then that's even better. This is almost the gold, but you can mix this just by putting a tip of the yellow and a tip of red, yes, in here. So we're making it a little darker around this edge. And so this movement going round, you can see this is exactly how I'm going round. And this is how we're going to do for the almost 3/4 of this. So it's just literally circles, but blending one color into the next. So you don't want to have one line that is white and then yellow and then a darker yellow. You really want to be able to try to get your colors kind of blending at the edges so that they move easily from one to another. Okay, so that's my darker yellow. Step 5. Now I've put in a tip of this orange into the yellow that I was using right here, because I want this to be even darker moving onwards. So now we're going from yellow to orange, but I'm still using the same brush and still going the same way. Now that's a little bit heavy, so what you can do is just put a bit of water on to be able to make it a bit thinner as you go through. And we want it again so that it's not just like a full circle. Use the water to be able to blend one color to the other color. So all African paintings mostly are, it seems to me, or the ones that I'm doing are yellow, red, browns, black, and some white. So that's it. You don't have to have the exact same color as me, just as long as your tones are going from light to bright. Step 6 for Nicole. So I have just continued with the orange going around and going wider in my circle. So I'm now almost ready to put in some more of my tones of red. So you can see that it's not like one solid circle, but you want to blend the colors outwards. So now I'm going to put a little bit more red with my orange. So I'm just mixing a bit of here on here. And again, you don't want a lot on your brush. And you can see now this is a bit darker. Can you see? It's a little darker. And now I can actually use some of the side of the brush to make lines that go through, streaking lines like this. So use the side of the brush to make some streaking lines that go through the orange. And it's good if you can still see some of the base yellow underneath. Put some more of the red. Still just going in a circle. Okay, so by the time we get to this point, the last part, I had a little drip of water there. The last part should be our almost darkest red. Step 7. So now I've mixed our darkest red, which is just to put some more red into the mixture that I'm still using. Take off the excess on my brush and check it to make sure it's the color I want. And you can see on here, now we're going to our dark color, or our brightest color. Now this, we want to go all the way to the bottom. We are going to put some darker color on top of it, but we want to just make sure we cover up the majority of the yellow that's left. And some water to make it smoother, and blend it. And as we say, it's okay to put some heavier colors in between. And so you just kind of work with your circle, going from white to yellow to orange, darker orange, darkest orange to red, and then to the darkest red, all the way through. Just finish this. Okay, now if you feel that there are some pieces here that I may have to go over, I could go over with any of those colors just to make sure that the background is exactly the way I want it. I believe this is step 8. So I have played with my background until I got it the way that I liked it. I'm also putting a little bit more of the white to define the sun in here. I can put some more yellow if you want. You think it's too red, you can easily just get a little tip of yellow and put some yellow in between here to make your yellow go a bit further. If you want a little orange more in the red, you can bring some orange down into the red. Just as long as you're keeping the same brush movement in a circle, and you know, you are happy with the way it's turned out, transitioning from white to yellow to orange to deep orange and to red. I believe this is step 8. So I have played with my background until I got it the way that I liked it. I'm also putting a little bit more of the white to define the sun in here. I can put some more yellow if you want. You think it's too red, you can easily just get a little tip of yellow and put some yellow in between here to make your yellow go a bit further. If you want a little orange more in the red, you can bring some orange down into the red. Just as long as you're keeping the same brush movement in a circle, and you know, you are happy with the way it's turned out, transitioning from white to yellow to orange to deep orange and to red. So we're now going to start to do our tree again with our fine brush, and in the right hand corner we are just going to make a line. I'm just going to move it here. Now trees they want to be leaning, they're not straight, so I'm making this tree lean to the right, if you can see there. Okay, and then I'm going to start making branches off here, and maybe here, and here, and here. Make your branches bend and curl and twist and go up and over and over, and then we'll make this one go up and maybe one come down here. So this is the basis of your tree branches. And you can put as many as you want. So that's the beginning of the tree. So the next part of the tree is with the medium tipped. I'm going to use this medium tipped round brush, and the black. Tip the black. And then we're just going to dab, but we want to just dab it in a flat or oval motion on each of these. Can you see? Just dab it, because these are African trees, and African trees are kind of flat and they're very different. I'll get some more. So my husband came in and put the TV on. Sorry about the background. Okay, so we are still doing our trees. Dab, 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 dab. But make sure your trees are like flat and oval. So you can see mine are oval, but they are also flat. And we want to get some even in between, even if it's not stuck to a branch. Not too heavy. So you see part of that I got a little bit much on my brush here. So, and you want to still be able to see the background through your trees. Okay, so that's our first tree. Now I'm going to do one up the side. So again with our fine brush. Actually, I'm going to stop this. So to continue, we're going up the side. So this tree, I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to move this way. So this tree is going in this corner, but we want to kind of bring it higher and we're trying to say that we can't see the whole tree. So let's give the, let me just, this would be the trunk of the tree, and we're just going to let this tree span out a little bit more. And again, we want to do branches moving in different directions, and some of them can be even over and out. Let's take a look. Let's make my trunk a little bit more. Okay, so once you've done the branches of that one, we go again to this brush, dab it in the black. With my tissue, I'm going to take off the excess and then just dab, 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 dab. Flat or oval, and we're going to put some in between as well, so it looks like it's a full tree. And I think it needs a little bit, we need some more down here, so I'll probably bring a branch down this side. And dab, 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 dab. And there we have our tree that's kind of, if we want it to go a bit higher, we can even do it like this, more. Okay, so there's our trees. Now if you want another tree you can, but really we're trying to keep the trees in one side. So I'm now going to mix some brown with some red, black. If you have brown, just use the brown. This is a heavier brown because we're going to paint the body of the person. So again, with this brush, we're just going to paint in our person. Just the body. Ooh. Okay, just make sure this side is done. Okay, so now we've painted the body. Now we can do the arms, the head, and the legs black. So I would switch over to the thinner brush just to be able to define those parts. Because this is supposed to be kind of a silhouette. We can't have him all black, so we have to give him um, the body part is black, and just give him a different color for the clothes. Oh, can't see. And his head. Okay, and the legs. So we just have him standing and gazing and looking at the sun. And there is your person. It's the easiest person I've ever drawn. So we still will do just this little bit of the spear, just here, and going down to here. We can put just a little triangle on here, because they tend to have something like that. There we go. So here's he. Now you can make it as a spear, or you could make it a hook if you want, but we're almost done this painting. You just have to do a little bit of highlighting. So I just neatened up my lines a little bit since I'm trying to do this on an angle. There we go. Trying to do this on an angle. But all we really need to do now is just a little bit of detailing on the clothes. So I'll just do 2 V lines here. And then I'll show this. So 2 V lines. And then we're just going to make 2 slanty lines across the clothes. So 2 slanty lines across the clothes. Okay. Now, just for another little bit of highlighting, we're going to use a bit of white on another fine. So the very last step, oh, almost lost my painting. The very last step in finishing this off is that we need a dry brush. I'm just using the round tip brush and a little bit of black, because now we want to do a bit of shadowing on here. Now it's a dry brush and you do not want to put it on solid with a lot of paint. So you need to dab that off on a paper towel or something, and then go to the foot here, and we're just gonna make, I obviously took off too much. Okay, let's put more on, take off the excess because we don't want it too heavy, and then we're just going to shadow. Oh, that was too heavy. I wanted it less than that. Let's see if I can make it a little bit more. So you just want to make 2 lines right by each of the feet. This one is a little bit heavy myself, so I'm just going to try and make it not so heavy. this is the shadow of the person standing in the sun. So just 2 lines right by the feet with a dry brush and not much black on it. Okay, so I think I'm going to move my my easel. This is for African painting, or first African painting, and this is the 3rd time I've done this one. I'm going to show you that I have different types. So this was the one that I used to as the template to show what I'm going to do. And then this was my original painting. So every time I do it a little different. I have 2 people here. I just don't have the time for that. But you can see it can be more yellow. It can have more of these circles on. Yeah. Or it can be, I don't even know what that is. That can be more red and orange. I don't know. But every time I do it just a little bit differently. So, again, this painting I called, what did I call it? How Great is Our God, because it reminds me of this gentleman looking into the sun and contemplating how great our God is. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that I'll be able to see some of you guys actually attempt to do this. Have a great evening. God bless. Bye.